Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. You know the drill, we're diving deep into the world of tech, uncovering those hidden gems, those wait what? Moments that make you rethink everything you thought you knew. And today's no different. We're back with another episode of Weird and Strange Facts about Technology and Innovations Part 4. We've got a killer lineup today, from the surprisingly ancient origins of electric cars to the accidental invention that changed the way we connect. We're talking about those pivotal moments in tech history that often get overlooked, the stories behind the gadgets and gizmos that shape our lives. So, buckle up, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and get ready to have your mind blown. Let's get this show on the road. Alright, let's kick things off with a blast from the past. We all know the iPhone, right? Sleek design, intuitive interface, revolutionized the mobile phone game. But, hold on, what if I told you the iPhone wasn't the first smartphone? Yeah, you heard that right. Back in 1992, long before touchscreens were the norm, IBM dropped a bombshell, the Simon Personal Communicator, or Simon for short. This thing was a beast, a chunky brick of tech that packed a serious punch for its time. Picture this, a touchscreen, email capabilities, and even apps. Yeah, apps in 1992. It was way ahead of its time. Sure, it looked like something you'd use to make a call in a retro sci-fi movie, but the Simon was a pioneer. It was the first device to combine the functionality of a mobile phone and a PDA, paving the way for the smartphones we know and love today. So next time you're scrolling through your phone, take a moment to appreciate the OG smartphone, the Simon. It may have been a brick, but it was a brick with a vision. Okay, this next one's a real head-scratcher. We all rely on Wi-Fi, right? Streaming, gaming, browsing memes, it's the invisible force that keeps us connected. But what if I told you that this technology, this cornerstone of the digital age, was actually an accident? I'm not kidding. Back in the 1990s, an Australian scientist named Dr. John O'Sullivan was on a mission to detect black holes. Yeah, black holes. Those cosmic monsters that swallow everything in their path. He was working on a way to pick up faint radio waves from space, and in the process, he stumbled upon something groundbreaking. The technology that would later become Wi-Fi. Talk about being in the right place at the right time. It's crazy to think that the key to seamless streaming and lightning-fast downloads was hidden in the depths of space. So, next time you're binge-watching your favorite show, thank Dr. O'Sullivan and his cosmic accident. You owe him one. Let's get a little philosophical, shall we? We hear the word robot all the time. Robots in factories, robots in movies, robots cleaning our floors. But have you ever stopped to think about where the word actually comes from? Well, brace yourselves, because the origin story of robot is a bit darker than you might expect. The word itself comes from the Czech word robota, which translates to forced labor or servitude. Yeah, not exactly the most uplifting etymology. It was first used in a 1920 play called RUR, Rossum's Universal Robots, which depicted a world where mechanical beings, these robots, were created to perform tasks for humans. But things took a turn for the worse when the robots, well, they revolted. Thankfully, today's robots are a far cry from their dystopian counterparts. They're more about making our lives easier, automating tasks, and pushing the boundaries of what's possible. But it's still a bit eerie to think about the word's origins, a reminder that even the most advanced technology has a story, and sometimes, it's a story with a shadowy past. Okay, gearheads, this one's for you. Electric cars, right? Tesla, Rivian, Lucid, they're all the rage these days, pushing the boundaries of speed, sustainability, and style. But here's the kicker. Electric cars aren't exactly a new invention. In fact, the first electric car predates the Model S by almost 2 centuries. Yeah, you heard that right. Back in 1828, a Hungarian engineer named Ányos Jedlik built the first working electric vehicle. This wasn't some clunky prototype either. Jedlik's creation was a fully functional electric car, complete with a small electric motor that he designed himself. Imagine cruising around in that bad boy back in the 1800s. It's mind-blowing to think that the technology behind electric cars has been around for so long. Imagine if electric vehicles had taken off back then. We'd be living in a very different world today. So next time you see a Tesla zipping by, remember Ányos Jedlik, the OG electric car innovator? Alright, let's take a trip down memory lane, back to the early days of the internet, a time before social media, before streaming, before cat videos ruled the world. Back in 1991, a British scientist named Tim Berners-Lee changed the game forever. He created the World Wide Web, and with it, the very first website. And guess what? It's still online today. Yeah, you can actually visit the website that started it all, info.cern.ch. Now, don't expect any fancy graphics or interactive elements. This is the internet in its rawest form, a simple page with text and hyperlinks. It's like stepping into a time capsule, a digital relic from a bygone era. But it's a powerful reminder of how far we've come. This one website, this humble collection of text and links, sparked a revolution, connecting the world in ways we never thought possible. So, next time you're lost in the depths of the internet, take a moment to appreciate the OG website, the one that started it all. Drones, right? They're everywhere these days, delivering packages, capturing stunning aerial footage, even racing through obstacle courses at breakneck speeds. But these high-flying gadgets have a surprisingly long and complex history. While drones might seem like a recent invention, their roots can be traced back to the early 1900s, and believe it or not, they were initially developed for military purposes. Yeah, those sleek, camera-equipped drones we see today, their ancestors were used for reconnaissance and even as aerial targets during World War I. These early drones were far from sophisticated, but they laid the groundwork for the advanced unmanned aerial vehicles we see today. Over the decades, drone technology evolved rapidly, driven by advancements in aviation, electronics and software. And as the technology matured, so did its applications. Drones transitioned from the battlefield to the civilian world, finding new purposes in photography, filmmaking, agriculture, and countless other fields. So, next time you see a drone buzzing overhead, remember its long and storied past, from wartime tool to everyday gadget. Self-driving cars, autonomous vehicles, robotaxis, call them what you will, but there's no denying that they're the future of transportation. But what if I told you that the concept of self-driving cars has been around for decades? Yeah, long before Tesla, Waymo, or Cruise were even a glimmer in their founders' eyes, researchers were already working on autonomous vehicle technology. Back in 1995, a team at Carnegie Mellon University achieved a major milestone. They developed a self-driving car called Navlob, and this wasn't just some experimental prototype confined to a lab. Navlob actually completed a cross-country road trip, driving from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, all the way to San Diego, California, autonomously. Sure, it wasn't the smoothest ride and it required some human intervention along the way, but it proved that self-driving cars were more than just a sci-fi fantasy. So, next time you hear about the latest advancements in autonomous vehicle technology, remember Navlob, the trailblazing self-driving car that paved the way. Remember floppy disks? Those flimsy squares of plastic that held a whopping 1.44 megabytes of data? Yeah, they might seem like ancient artifacts now, but back in the day they were the lifeblood of the gaming world. Before high-speed internet and massive hard drives, floppy disks were the primary way to store and distribute video games. Developers poured their hearts and souls into crafting games that could fit onto these tiny disks, pushing the limits of creativity and technical wizardry. Gamers would eagerly line up at stores to get their hands on the latest releases, their backpacks filled with these precious squares of gaming goodness. From classic RPGs to side-scrolling platformers, floppy disks brought countless virtual worlds to life. So next time you're battling aliens in a sprawling online world or exploring a vast open-world RPG, take a moment to appreciate the humble floppy disk. It might be a relic of the past, but its legacy lives on in the games we love today. USB drives, those tiny data hoarding devices that we take for granted today, have a surprising secret. They're designed to be incredibly durable. I mean, seriously durable. You know how you always lose them before they break? Well, there's a reason for that. These little guys are built to withstand some serious abuse. In fact, they're designed to survive a spin in the washing machine. Yeah, you heard that right. You can toss a USB drive in with your laundry, and chances are, it'll emerge from the watery abyss unscathed, data intact. It's all thanks to their robust construction and the lack of moving parts. So, next time you accidentally send a USB drive through the wash, don't panic. These little survivors are tougher than they look. They've endured worse, and they'll probably outlive us all. 3D printing, right? It's the technology that lets you create almost anything you can imagine, from toys to tools to prosthetic limbs. But what if I told you that 3D printing is also being used to save lives? Yeah, you heard that right. This revolutionary technology is making waves in the medical field, and it's already changing the game when it comes to organ transplantation. Doctors and researchers are now using 3D printers to create biocompatible organs, like kidneys, that can be transplanted into patients in need. It's a game changer, especially for those facing long waiting lists for organ donors. The process is still in its early stages, but the potential is mind-blowing. Imagine a future where organ shortages are a thing of the past, where 3D printers can create custom-made organs on demand. So, next time you see a 3D printer in action, remember that it's not just about creating cool gadgets and gizmos. This technology has the power to save lives, and that's something truly remarkable. And there you have it. 10 weird and amazing facts about technology and innovation. From the surprisingly ancient origins of electric cars to the accidental invention of Wi-Fi, we've covered some serious ground today. It's crazy to think about all the groundbreaking discoveries, the happy accidents, and the sheer ingenuity that have shaped the tech we use every day. It makes you appreciate the devices we often take for granted, right? So which fact surprised you the most? Let me know in the comments below. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell icon for more mind-blowing tech content. Until next time, stay curious.